allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll move on to Open Public Meetings Notice. Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting was sent to the Cranberry Press, Trenton Times, and Home News Tribune on January 3rd, 2025, posted on the Township's website and sent to those who requested a copy of this notice. Next is roll call. Mr. Christopher?
Here.
Mrs. El-Badawi?
Here.
Dr. Rogers?
Here.
Mr. Scott?
Here.
And Mayor Knierim?
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have any additions or changes to our
None.
agenda? Okay. Can I get a motion to approve the regular Township Committee meeting minutes from August 25th?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you. We'll move on to roll call. Mr. Christopher?
Yes.
Mrs. El-Badawi?
Yes.
Dr. Rogers?
Yes.
Mayor Scott? Mr. Scott?
Once.
Yes.
Yes.
And Mayor Knierim?
Yes.
Thanks, unanimous.
Okay. Now I know everybody's got to have some updates because this is a really, what? All right, it was a very busy week in Cranberry, so I'm not starting on the left, I'm starting on the right. Dr. Rogers.
Yes. Okay, I had a Shade Tree Commission meeting, September 4th, 2025. I think it's really cool. What they do is, in order to stay up to date, they have to record their volunteer hours. And it's amazing how many hours our volunteers in the Shade Tree put in. I heard 70 hours, 10 hours. I mean, there's over 100 hours that they put in, and this is just over the last few months. So I think we really need to do a shout out, yay, Shade Tree, for all the work that they do. But just, they're really on top of trying to, increase our canopy, tree canopy. And that's one of the reasons for the tree removal and replacement ordinance that was put in place last year. It's really not a penalty, trying to penalize people, and trying to, we really need to let our residents know that this is really an important ordinance to just keep track of how many trees are coming down and how many trees are going up, so that we can be a part of the solution for climate change and what's going on. So that's my little thing on that, tree removal replacement ordinance. And I'd like to put something in the mayor's update just to remind people that they're taking trees down to have to go through the proper procedures. Community outreach. They have on October 4th. I don't know if they've sent anything yet. Nothing. Okay. So October 4th at 11 o'clock, they're going to be doing, I think it's tentatively called Cranberry Trees, Yes Please, a walk in Heritage Park, for just getting the community out to look at trees more carefully and just to start identifying and looking at and appreciating what trees do for us. And they were there Cranberry Day. Lots of people stopped by. They had some great exhibits and information, how to plant trees, etc., properly. And I think that's, let's see. And they're going to do another work session for an arborist. They have money. They need to figure out how to utilize an arborist properly. So Cranberry Day, great success. We were right near the Environmental Commission and Shade Tree. Lots of questions. Somehow the police blotter came up, and their residents were really fascinated. Didn't really realize, this new police blotter. Thank you for. I know it's a lot of effort to put it together. I think that if we could somehow maybe put a link to it, let people know that it's there under the police section of the website. And of course, there was a lot of interest of the bike network that we've been working on for about 3 to 4 years. If you'll notice the Sharrows, the bike path along Old Trenton that just got repaved, that's all part of the bike network that has been approved at the county level as well. So that's for safe pedestrian and biking. And the Environmental Commission didn't have a meeting, but we just recently received part of the 10,000 grant for the Community Energy Plan grant, where action items are going to be selected. We're going to have a public meeting to see how the town can lower our consumption of energy. So that's part of the grant. And that's it. Is that enough?
Yeah, Barbara, and maybe I have the numbers wrong, but is Shade Tree's goal to increase our canopy for a total of 30% by
30%.
2030?
Yes.
Is
I think
that still
so.
the goal? Did they have an?
I don't know if it's for 2030, but I think it is, it's.
Do they have an estimate of where we are now?
I forgot what it is.
Okay.
I was the one that calculated it years
Okay,
ago.
maybe
so.
just a follow-up, just in general, like.
Okay, what
give
is
or-
the canopy
give or
now?
take, like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think
how far are we away?
we're in the 20%, like
Okay.
24%, I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I used E-Tree, but I think there's a better way of calculating, so.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
thank you though.
I didn't expect you to be out there counting trees. I was
So
just curious,
October
you know.
11th, can we put that in the mayor's we got to, I'll reach out. October 11th is the tree walk.
Yeah, if you could just get me a verbiage about it, I'll be
Yeah.
more than happy to.
And then police blotter, a link, maybe we could do that.
Got that as a follow-up.
Okay, great, thank you.
Awesome.
Any other
No.
questions?
I'm happy to go next, if that's okay. And Barbara, I just wanted you to maybe share and extend with the Shade Tree Commission how their work has become part of the core, I think, of a lot of our planning board applications. And I find that in the past where I used to say, hey, what about the shade tree, trees, and what about the ordinance, the tree removal ordinance, they're on top of it. I'm just, I'm very, very proud of the work they've done, and I think so is the planning board. Yep. So we've had a very sort of heavy planning board set of meetings, I think. Mayor Knierim and I sit on the planning board. We had a special meeting on the 26th that I attended, and I think the general sort of actions there, if you remember a couple of weeks back, we had a resident that came in to speak about how their home was supposed to be included in the village commercial zone in 2010 during the master plan re-exam, and somehow that didn't translate to actually get done. And so the planning board really was not much that they needed to do other than just drop the maps so that it actually reflects that. And we did discuss the 1274 South River Road Affordable Housing Senior Apartment project. And we had the Walter Group come in and present to us. And trying to think, we had some public comment, which, we received. It'll be up to the mayor, I guess, to answer some of those. The DRC met on the 4th of September, and we discussed a property in the industrial zone that they wanted to purchase if they were able to move forward on certain plans. And the elements precluding those plans are distance to our riparian zone, like our riparian zone ordinance, basically. So distance to either the waterways or wetlands, and lack of sewer in the area. So that plan is most likely not moving forward. But at the DRC, we don't really know what a applicant decides to do at the end. We just give the guidance and they move forward. And I think it's a very nice service, right? This is an applicant who wants to purchase the land, but wants to know whether their project can move forward on it or not. So it's a really nice service before they spend the money and find themselves stuck. That was a good, I want to say, hour and a half meeting. And then we went into, later that evening was the planning board meeting. The Mayor Knierim was there on as well. And we basically took a second look at an applicant that came in the Grigg section of town, a property that they're looking to subdivide into two. And we're trying to make sure that that subdivision is not only that it honors Cranberry, but that it also, we want to make sure that engineering wise and all of that they don't affect each other, because as one lot functions, now you make it two lots. Now you got to think about everything, drainage and, access and road access and all that stuff. So they did get that approval with a lot of conditions, and one of which I would like to mention was also shade tree approval. So it was good to see. And we have been meeting our affordable housing subcommittee. I forget what date we met, but we have been meeting. We did discuss some of the challenges that have come on, and we continue to meet.
And I just wanted to thank you all, everybody here, for a great Cranberry Day and all the people that made it happen. And I enjoyed sitting at the table with you all, and it was nice to see residents come up. And it's nice to see the township tables one by one and the engagement, the level of engagement with each board or commission separately. So I just really appreciate that we have people in town willing to volunteer their time to do this. So yeah, any questions? We're good. All right, thank you.
Guess that's me. The only meeting that I've had since our last meeting was the school board meeting on the 27th. Lots of conversation, obviously, about the school starting. Welcome back, kids. Additionally, there was a student safety data report that was shared, which was glowing, and the school does an unbelievable job over there, sort of helping kids with, any kind of behavior issues or things like that. They mitigate them really quickly, and I think post-COVID, you're seeing a lot of sort of normalization. I think right after COVID, there were certainly some, we'll call it behavioral issues from kids, and that's seemingly died down. Additionally, the breaking news at that meeting, Dr. Disler's contract was extended for another 5 years. Congratulations to Dr. Disler. Very great news. Was an awesome hire, and we love having her here for another 5 years. That's pretty much it from the Board of Ed. Actually, I'm lying. The construction projects are ongoing, pretty much on schedule and relatively on budget, which is amazing. I think the Performing Arts Center is scheduled to open just after the new year, if I recall correctly, which is going to be super exciting. I don't know if you guys have walked past there lately. The building is beautiful, looks really nice. The progress has been just great. The Municipal Alliance has not yet met, but we meet next week, I think a week from today. And that's it for my update. I will say, yes, Cranberry Day was amazing. I think we can probably put to bed the it doesn't rain on Cranberry Day thing anymore, because it certainly does rain on Cranberry Day, but it saves it till the end at least. So we only got a little drenched at the end of the day, but everybody cleaned up very quickly.
That's amazing on Cranberry Day. I remember a Cranberry Day where the same thing happened. It was around 3 o'clock. The just winds and rain just poured. It was like it waited.
Late afternoon, we'll take it.
As I indicated, I had not had any meetings, so I had nothing to update. Next week, I will have a Parks and Rec meeting, and I'll have a lot to update after that, I promise.
All right.
I have a question. I got 2 questions during Cranberry Day about the old Cranberry Pizza site. Do we have any updates?
No, so yes, I also got quite a few questions about the old Cranberry Pizza location. And so, as I mentioned last meeting, they did come to the DRC with a plan. The plan is different. I think they've been tweaking the plan over the years. I can say over the last 3 years, we saw a plan 3 years ago, we saw a plan, the HPC saw a plan 2 years ago, and the DRC saw a slightly different plan now. Because I wasn't at that meeting, I hesitate to comment, but I do know that the chairman and I spoke, and he is very interested also that a more definitive plan move forward, and so he encouraged them in that direction. And I think we're just all very excited to see what imagination is going to bring for us, and what other joyful spaces and delicious meals and all of that. So it's on our radar very much.
The one thing that I would recommend to the developer of that is, kind of like the coming soon. Maybe if they have some architectural drawings that they could put in the window or something like that, like to let people know that there's made some progress. So, yeah. So not that it doesn't need to be approved, but, conceptual preliminary drawings or something like that, just to get people excited might be helpful. But I imagine the next stop is the planning board.
Yes.
Right? Okay. All right. Okay, I got a lot. I'm basically doing a mayor's update tonight, whereas tomorrow. But so North Main Street, obviously, milling, paving, striping is complete. Old Trenton Road, milling, paving, striping is all complete, including the bike signage up and down. They just completed that. I think it was on Friday. They were finishing that up, which is great. So I put in the mayor's update, but I just want to reiterate that, we have a situation on South Main Street between Evans and Station Road where we're going to have to rip up a good chunk of Main Street. I put this in my last mayor's update. So it will require that that road is fully closed in the affected area. And I really don't think they're going to know the time frame of how long it's going to be closed until they get in there and see how extensive the damage is there. I believe that we have it out for bid still, and have we?
We're waiting on the county now
Okay.
because they have to approve us opening it. So we have to do a road opening permit with them. We know who's going to do the work and how
Right.
much it's going to cost.
Okay.
But now we have to go through all this administrative stuff
Okay.
to get it done. But it'll get done.
Okay, so I had a bet, just, you know, the way this year was going, that this work was either going to start on the first day of school or Cranberry Day. I'm happy to say that neither of those things have occurred. So I don't know what the next main event is in Cranberry, but rest assured it'll be dead spot on that day. But at least we know that it's coming. And again, the only way that you're going to be able to get into the Cranberry Inn is Station Road. They're going to be diverting traffic behind the Cranberry Inn around. So it's going to be a little bit of an inconvenience, but I have the utmost confidence that our detours will work and they'll work as fast as possible. And again, it's basic infrastructure. I mean, not surprising, right? Okay, I think the other news is we have Shadow Oaks scheduled to be milled and paved, most likely in 2 phases, right? We've awarded the bid tonight. We'll be doing that.
Tonight.
And then we'll come up with a schedule for when that work will start.
Yes.
Whether it's going to start this year, depending on weather or temperatures, right?
Maybe inlets that are worked on this year and mill and paved, and we'll get done in the spring probably.
Okay. Okay. But just know that that's on our schedule. The planning board asked Amon and I to kind of take back to the TC what you guys is a document in front of you, which is a concept to look at our master plan and Park Place West. Because of the question you just asked about what's going to be happening with that property, I feel like Park Place West is going to become almost this like side of Main Street, like a very active, vibrant area. And we had a planning board member ask us to consider maybe a streetscape plan for Park Place. With some improvements to that and almost an encouragement, again, an extension to the library, a little bit more connectivity with sidewalking and those types of things. So this is just preliminary. It just came to us. So I just rattled off a couple of color copies. Thank you, Debbie, for doing that, that you can just start to review it. But it's just to put it on our radar. Obviously, we have to review the impact that it has on a master plan, or if it's just a streetscaping and how detailed it has to be, because it does include property ownership that varies anywhere from CHA to private land to a municipal parking lot to township land and butting up against a county road. So a lot to think about, but just, I think it's a really cool idea. So more to come on that, but that's just preliminary.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Is that something we think we can get grants for, the streetscaping?
I mean, it's possible. And if not, it's something you should talk about at budget time, if you're going to be putting any money into it.
Yeah, that's why we're kind of pitching it up now to, have it for consideration.
Yeah.
But again, we would want to partner with anybody in Park Place to make sure that we have a cohesive plan and, we're not putting any stress financially on anybody by making this recommendation. We wouldn't want to do that. So, be careful what we're recommending, right? Yeah. And I think there's beautification grants that are out there for sure. So I would imagine we could do that. So keep Middlesex moving today. Awarded Cranberry bronze certification in New Jersey Safe Routes to School in their recognition program. The bronze level builds upon the level below that, which is what they call the first step. By completing assessments, we introduce consistent programming, or we look at implementing additional active transportation initiatives. So we just got that certification today. So it'll be here and display in town hall. So that was great news. I started my Cranberry Day early Saturday morning in ridiculously humid conditions. So I really applaud those that ran the race. But prior to the runners heading out, we unveiled a beautiful new sculpture in Heritage Park. The Lane Cody Foundation procured and installed what we call the Rising Crane sculpture to commemorate their outstanding community work by that foundation since Helene's tragic passing. And really the focus on that is community, caring, and compassion are really the three words that were used to describe her, but really they're the pillars of that foundation and the driving directive of that foundation. So if you haven't had a chance to see it, it's really nice and a beautiful addition to our park. So encourage people to visit. I had the privilege to be invited to the Golden Agers lunch at the Cranberry Inn. We discussed a broad range of topics, including senior programming, which Donna, I just want to give a shout out to Donna Wyckoff here. She got a round of applause and a borderline standing ovation, and she was not there. But it was just a really great props to her because she's just such a caring and patient, active listener that I just don't think there's anybody better suited to be doing that role. She's doing a phenomenal job. We talked about the Senior Center Refresh Project that hopefully we can start painting. That'll be the first step in that. And again, thanks in part to Senator Linda Greenstein that helped us really increase our budget to $60,000 for that. So, well, they were like, please don't take our library programming away. They were like also excited about, us maybe, doing a celebrity makeover down there. So, which is good. We also talked about the Cranberry Volunteer Fire Company and potentially moving to a district, as well as we answered some questions around round 4 affordable housing planning. So it was time flew by, and I want to thank the Cranberry Inn. They really put on a nice lunch. Village Park updates. So I guess the proper fencing to reduce wind and noise was backordered, basically. It was a longer than, I guess, intended lead time. Do we have any update on that or any idea when that's going to be delivered? Yeah, I didn't see like a date in there because I've got some residents on social asking, and I'm trying to get an update on it because, we're coming down off of summer weather. They got fall weather they can probably still take advantage of. I'd hate to have that unusable going through fall, and it'd be great if people could use it now.
So he said, quick update on the tennis court status. Contractor engaged an engineer and submitted the shop drawings for the fencing, which we've approved. We understand the fence material has been ordered.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that was August 29th.
Okay. All right. So if we just get maybe an ETA on that's arrival. Okay. I just wanted to thank the Cranberry Business Association, specifically Christine and Julie. I thought it was just an awesome day at Cranberry Day. Like just a lot of smiling, a lot of laughter, a lot of music, a lot of good moods, a lot of community, like community unity, the things that it was just really nice to experience. And I personally had a blast. Like we said, that I felt like it was a really big turnout. I like one of the largest. I'm not going to blame that on the newly added beer tents, although listen, stranger things have happened with beer. So that could be it. But, and I want to thank our police department for keeping all the detours running smoothly and traffic safe. And also amid all of it, our first aid department and our fire company had to make a call in the middle of Cranberry Day and actually had to come onto Main Street, and everybody was great. They parted the seas for them. And so thankfully to say that they acted swiftly, but
Somehow the band didn't skip a beat though. I don't know if you know.
No, the band did not
just
stop
kept
at
playing.
all. Like,
Perfect.
they did not skip a beat. So it was right there on that corner. So again, I just want to thank them for cautiously and safely moving through there. So that's all I have. I don't think we have any subcommittee updates, but
I just wanted to mention the Safe Routes to School, that award. That started 7 years ago with Sustainable Jersey, and it's great because it's really a partnership between the school and the Township Committee, and the school has been really terrific in helping us educate the students on how to properly walk to school. So twice a year, you've been a part of it. We do a mayor's walk where we meet at the fire station, and we usually we'll partner with another community group. And one year, Iman brought her baby lamb, and the kids all loved it. One year we had Chips come and, we had a telephone out, they were just, oh, look at the telephone,
What's that?
Yeah, so I mean, and other items obviously from the museum, so it's been a program that's kind of now inserted into the school as well.
Yeah.
And it just helps, So I just want to get that word out more, like when we do have that program, it's really important for parents to drop their kids off because not everyone is walking to school. So anyway, okay, well, that's all. Thank you though.
Wait, I have a total non sequitur. Just want to share. I was running in Reinhardt Park 3 days ago, Reinhardt Preserve. Saw a coyote the size of a deer. It's huge. So I just want to,
They're eating,
had your name on it.
Yeah.
they're eating lamb.
Say.
That's why they're so
Were they
healthy.
headed her direction? Yeah, they're, I don't know, they're getting bigger.
Yeah.
They're being well fed. Okay. It's my third attempt to have our chief join us for an update. Good evening.
I'm not saying anything.
There we go. Can you
Could
hear
you
me
write
now?
your name and, I'm just,
Yeah, right. I'm just going to go over briefly the monthly report. Put on my glasses because I can't see otherwise. Summonses may be down for the month of August compared to last year, but they're still year-to-date far ahead with less. All the locations, all the information is there. Motor vehicle crashes, pretty par with last year. We are down overall. I attribute that to the states being, they're performing a big push with violators. Route 1 is getting hammered. There's more fatals in Middlesex County than any county in the state of New Jersey right now. So Route 1, South Brunswick, there's multiple agencies, even 130, I'm not on wood because I know what's going to happen now that I'm talking about it. To that end, enforcement's up throughout the state. I think we're coming out of that COVID era, and people just, we're trying to wake them up the right way. And nothing wakes people up like a ticket or at least a visit by a police officer with lights behind you. Calls for service, you can see, I mean, these numbers can't be made up. There's 700 more from just the month of August alone from last year. And again, it just talks to that ground that we always talk about, that's shifting. Year to date, over 3,500 calls for service year to date. So the increase is there. Obviously, you know that, and obviously you responded to my requests and concerns. Overtime is up. We're going to have to address that. Township administrator was very kind to send us the budget, so I'll be diligently working on that. I love the idea of, capping and overtiming and putting it down, but the bottom line is there's so many requirements that we have to do, and that's not including the shift extensions, but my request will be of such that there is, the rainy days or the rainy weather we can deal with in an emergency, but just the basic stuff, because I have had to put a lot of training on hold, and it's on hold for this year till we can address it for next year. We are an aging out department, meaning there's a bunch of us that are senior. I'm potentially looking at 4, not myself, so then we get scared, or elated, one or the other, whichever way you're at. 4 officers that can retire next year. And it's just part of the job, and we'll have to address that. But I will be doing my due diligence. I already started on it. Normally we wait a little bit longer, but I have no time to wait, so I'm on it already. Obviously, the overtime is broken down and there's 3 categories. There's a lot of NAs on the other side because we never recorded it. Again, it's something that I'm hoping you're not going to see again for next year. We're recording it this year. It'll be there for you next year as well. Then the Detective Bureau report, you can see the highlighted is just highlighted because it's bolder. It's this year as opposed to last year. Again, the NAs are self-explanatory, and it's just a little piece of what they do for the month. There's a lot of stuff that aren't here. There's, the death threats. There's stuff on there that is not reported on here, not because we're hiding it. It's because I've given it to a lieutenant that oversees the detective bureau. So technically, they're not working on it, but he is doing it. There's multiple other investigations that are done that affect individuals on this committee, and they're being dealt with accordingly. This is just, again, almost like the blotter. This is the meat and potatoes for the committee, but there's still so much more that we're not reporting, obviously. And then lastly, I'm going to just touch on the police blotter. I vowed, forget about the amount of work it takes, but I vowed to try not to go past the page because when I started this, it was 4 pages long, meaning for this month, for August. So I knocked that off. There were some questions and good questions. Why are arrests highlighted? Because, some of them are important. There's other stuff that's highlighted as well, terroristic threats. They're highlighted, but it's not an arrest. So, and this is not obviously all the arrests we had for the month, but we just touch on it. Barbara, Dr. Rogers reached out to me in person. Cranberry Day, I was here, and she said, it's a great thing. People are asking. I think it's great. Whatever you want to do to push it, I don't think it should come from the police department. I think it should come from all of you. And I would just ask, and please, I've said this from day one when you guys entrusted me with the day-to-day operations of the police department. I am the voice of the police department. Please, there was a time I was talking to Lisa 4 times a day, Iman twice a day, and anybody else that has my number. A couple of my officers, 2 different ones, were approached, some by individuals that have aspirations of, sitting where you guys are sitting the one day. I just think it's, my officers, some of which, whether a supervisor or not, don't understand the total vision. And not because they don't understand it, it's because they're not giving that information, right? It's close, like this committee is close behind closed doors, and we push it out. So I would just encourage everyone, if you have a question, please call me. I've never not picked up the phone. I've never returned a text message. Even if it's a lieutenant, that lieutenant might not know where I'm going. Definitely not a patrol officer, and I'm not. They're the face of this department, but there are things that they just not privy to and they won't know. So I would just ask, by all accounts, if you need something, I'm here. I promise you. And in my absence, I am going to Italy at the end of October. I assure you, everyone will know who will answer in my stay. So if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them for you.
Can I just make I guess, a little bit more of a comment. With regards to the blotter, I think that many people have been habituated with neighboring towns putting this blotter out on a nixle.
Mm-hmm.
And I do appreciate, I think that what we're doing here is a little more appropriate. And maybe that's something that we could actually sort of drill home, is that this document resides on the website in this link, and it's not necessarily going to be something we put out on Nixle.
Yeah.
Nixle has its purpose. It's very
And I don't want to take away
specific
from that purpose. Right?
Agreed. And I think that we should just.
And some do
keep that in mind.
Facebook too, but then you have every person that wants to go make a comment and say that, and you might just think it's Facebook and it's innocent, but if it's any kind of allegation against an officer, we have to investigate that.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? So it's something that's on our township blotter. We're not hiding anything. It's there. I am going to tweak it from time to time. You guys have all been given August's blotter. I give it to you ahead of time. I give you time to look at it before I put it on the township website. So it's not in the public yet. But, next month, my goal is to put the officer's name because they're doing a lot of work. And there's nothing wrong. I'm not putting anybody. I put at the bottom of every blotter, you're innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. And even then, I'm not going back and say, hey, they were found guilty, right? So, but I think if Officer Nichols, and you pick which one you want, made an arrest or did something proactive and or Lieutenant Fremer, or whoever it is, I just think we should give them the credit because they are doing a lot of work. I'm reporting that work. They're doing the work.
Yeah, please thank them all. Thank you.
Yep, absolutely. I tell them every time. Yes.
Vision Zero, you've probably.
I do know Vision Zero.
Yeah. Is there any way, I'm just wondering how, I'm not, okay, so Vision Zero aims to eliminate all motor vehicle fatalities and severe injury crashes. So, I mean, are you working with the county at all on any of this?
I work with the county all the time, and the county, to that end, what they want is enforcement. And, I've applied for multiple grants. she's sitting right next to you, and it's a tremendous amount of work, and they say no. They say no, and they say no, and there's only so much we can do. And that Vision Zero is great, but they want money, and they want officers specifically going during their times or whatever times it is to go out and, effectuate the law, stop cars, write tickets, make
Okay.
lawful arrests.
Because supposedly they identified crash locations, mapped high injury corridors, and
100%.
I'm not sure what that does. I mean, okay, so you identified this, but like, how do we get that word? I mean, how does that help?
The county's working, there's a new NHTSA director, and he's pushing out, again, we're applying. So we'll see if we get grant funding for that. To supplement it with department overtime, I can tell you right now, is a no. I don't have it.
I guess if there's a high crash corridor, you put a police
Well, listen,
officer there or something. I don't know.
Yeah, 130 is one right on our border with South Brunswick in our part of the town. So I can't put somebody there, but we can, the highway is the highway, 1 fatality is too much, 50 is, out of this world, but we address them. We address the.
I'm just wondering how we partner with that initiative.
I keep
Because I
on-
know with the bike safety and pedestrian, we're trying to do our part with people on foot.
Unfortunately, it comes down to money,
Yeah.
Dr. Rogers, and that's the bottom line.
Thanks.
They have them, they have the programs, hey, send officers, and then we're paying the officers. Or we reimburse them and then they, come off. So we're looking into it. It's something that I'm always looking into. I love Vision Zero. Right now, we're just so far away from it. We're the highest in the nation.
Yeah, because they've tried to go to zero fatalities on the way.
Yeah, I mean,
I think by 2030 or something. I don't remember what the date is.
I wish it was tomorrow. Anything else?
Thank you. I have a question, not directly to you, but about the blotter. I know we talked about it a couple times, but I would like to see more eyeballs on it. I mean, I know we talked about what are we going to do with it? Like, I mean, I know it's on the township website. You got to click through, and the vast majority of people in town are not going to be doing that. So do we have a thought or a plan on how to give it more visibility?
So we'll add it to the mayor's update tomorrow with a link.
Okay.
And then when the weeks that there isn't a mayor's update, we'll just remind everybody that it's there. And then we'll remind everybody when it comes out the next month, here is the new.
Can we think
Addition.
about putting a direct link on the homepage? Like up on the banner?
So we had that already.
It's on the police homepage.
It's on the
It's not on the
police
township
homepage.
homepage.
Okay.
I mean, Matt's in charge of that. If he created it for me.
I think
That's
it's
the
appropriately
problem, it's
placed.
space.
No, but it's appropriately placed where it is.
It's where a lot of departments have it, right under the police.
Right.
So, I know what you're saying. I know.
deep, but that's why we at least
Yeah.
directly to it.
Trying to get you publicity.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I think once people know more about it, because like that expectation of finding it in a nixle, we have to just steer people
No, I
away from
understand
that.
that, but I think
But I think once they get into the habit of it, it's going to be just a great resource. So yeah, thank you.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening. Okay, follow-up items. We've got some public comment follow-up items from last month. So why don't, before we start public comment, I'll resurrect them and see what we've accomplished on them. Okay, boards and commission vacancies. So environmental has a first and second alternate open. Zoning has a second alternate open. And Municipal Alliance has a full membership that is vacant. So that's the same, I think, as our last meeting. Okay, and we have a first reading this evening.
Yes, so for our ordinance on first reading is Cranberry Township Ordinance Number 09-25-11, amending Chapter 5.8 Private Duty Service. Second reading on this ordinance will be September 29th, 2025. Where's public input? Can I have a motion to introduce?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Thank you. Move on to roll call. Mr. Christopher?
Yes.
Mrs. El-Badawi?
Yes.
Dr. Rogers?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
And Mayor Knierim.
Yes,
Thank you. It's unanimous.
okay. We have no second readings this evening, so I will ask for a motion to move resolutions A and B.
I will move motion A to B.
Second.
Thank you. Move on to roll call. Mr. Christopher?
Yes.
Mrs. El-Badawi?
Yes.
Dr. Rogers?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mayor Knierm?
Yes.
Unanimous. Thank you.
Okay. Public comment from last meeting. There was a question about the flying of flags in our parks. And I think, Matt, you had the action item to do that. I myself did a little bit of research too on,
All right.
Thank you.
One thing I brought up with the lighting, but again, I haven't met with Parks and Rec yet, so I will update you guys after.
so the two things I found was there's a legal aspect to that, right? So it's sundown, sun up
Yep,
to
sundown, you
sundown, but
need to
if
have-
you choose not to take the flag down, which would fall on DPW, then it has to be lit. And there's like literally like lighting parameters around it. So if we could just follow up on that,
Yep.
whether like solar might be an option or if we wanted to do it. I think the only pole that we do have is in Village Park, and obviously there's one there, but I don't know the exact location. I actually did a drive-by around and there,
Wait, is there a pole there?
yeah, I believe there's a pole in Village Park.
Seeing-
Village and Memorial, I believe. Jerry
Memorial,
said.
yeah, for sure,
Yeah, I
but,
know there's a memorial, but I don't.
Yeah.
recall one.
Yeah, there's one in the village.
yeah,
Okay.
but not in Heritage, yeah. So if we can just follow up on that,
Yeah.
but I only did research because I wanted to win a bet against my mother. And I won, so, welcome, Mom. Yeah, but I just did my own research on it, so if we can make sure that we get a follow-up on that, then you're having your meeting, so that'd be awesome.
Yep.
I don't think there was any other public comment to follow up on that I have in my notes. That was the only one that I had.
Were you gonna follow up a little bit deeper on the mulch?
Yeah, I still have to. I
Okay.
have to just talk to Jerry and see if like, again, I don't know whether to rock the boat with the nursery because we've got a good deal going there. So I still just, I'm going to ask the question delicately and see if there's something we could do. Yeah. As long as like a resident would take on, if you get termites because you picked up our mulch, like, there's just there's that side of things. So what else do we have? Oh, the bicycles. I have the follow-up item to talk to CBA regarding, there was public comment about the concern about kids riding their bicycles on the sidewalk and that kind of really heavy, the old Lido, Cranberry Pizza, Market on Main, Teddy's, like that just area where you have outdoor dining, specifically now when the weather is nice and people are eating outside. So I was going to see if there's something that maybe the CBA would like to do with that little stretch of road on the sidewalk, if they wanted to put, how you have the kids slow down signs, like in your neighborhood, kids at play. Maybe if they wanted to do something with like asking kids to, pop off their bike because they're flying through there on their bikes on the sidewalk.
I don't think biking on sidewalks is supposed to be happening. Is
So
it
it's that and
legal?
then putting them out on the road too. So we just have to look at it, but you've got safety
to
of
look at the
patrons that
rules
are
and
on the
laws.
sidewalk, right? And then you've got the safety of the kids if we're putting them now into the road there because it's really narrow. Main
And
Street-
cars opening doors.
Cars opening doors and those types of things. So
Tried
Main
to
Street's
talk to the
tight.
county about biking there. but they-
Yeah, it's a tight road, right? When you got people parked on both sides, plus the road, plus bikes. So it's just something we got to follow up on. But I'm just wondering if maybe CBA handles it in a little bit of a lighter way and we just discourage kids. And again, it's more heightened now because people are eating outside and talking and standing in the sidewalk. And then you've got the whole Gillenberts, that too can get a little rough because it's a little darker over there.
Okay.
Thank you.
I was going to say, we also talked about maybe having someone at school talk about just education for kids to,
They already have a program there that they do. on
they know
biking.
not to ride on the sidewalk.
What's that?
Do they know not to ride on the sidewalk?
That, I'll have to find out. That's with Keep Middlesex Moving, who's our safe biking people in the county. I could ask them if that's part of the program too. It'd be good to know.
That it? Okay, we'll open our meeting up to public comment now. Just a reminder, when you come on up, turn on the microphone, you know the drill, Mark, sign in, say your name. And again, we've got a nice big clock here to remind everybody what your time is.
Good evening, everyone. Mark Perkowski, North Main Street with Cranberry Housing Associates. As you know, CHA and 3 other interested parties have filed a challenge to Cranberry's housing element and fair share plan. Our objective was based on the location of affordable housing on the Henry Farm site on South River Road. We and most of the town feel that that putting housing, affordable or any type of housing, in a location in the middle of an industrial zone, isolated from the community and its services, is just wrong for the people that will live there. When you approved the housing element and fair share plan, and several times since, you indicated even though you were not happy with the proposed taking of the Henry Farm, there were no viable options. CHA presented a conceptual plan option to the public at our informational meeting on July 15th, and some doubted that we could make it a reality. Since that time, a short 6 weeks ago, we have developed a formal plan that meets our affordable housing requirements, saves the Henry Farm, and will allow development of the new housing to be incorporated into our community. Our plan meets state guidelines and protects Cranberry from a builder's remedy. This has happened with the support and help of many Cranberry residents who care about continuing Cranberry's history of locating affordable housing integrated into our town and preserving farmland. We hope you agree with our alternate solution to meet our affordable housing requirements. We are having an informational meeting for our township residents to explain our plan tomorrow, Tuesday, at the library at 7:30. For those of you who cannot attend in person, it will be live streamed on YouTube. You can go to the CHA website to get the link to the meeting. We also have a petition from residents showing their support for the CHA plan. With your support, we can move forward and bring our community together again and show those watching Cranberry that we care not only about our current residents, but our future residents as well. Thank you.
Is this a copy? Yes. Oh, okay. I should have my microphone when I ask that. Any other public comment this evening?
Oh, it's red. I thought red was bad. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Joan Widener, Main Street. I'm here to support Mark and his comments. I'm a longtime member of the board of CHA. And I remember going back and all the collaborative efforts that CHA enjoyed with not you, but your predecessors on the township committee, and that collaboration proved to be very successful. And so I just look forward to continuing that collaboration with you in the future and as successfully as we did for the prior rounds. And then finally, I just want to thank, because of Tom's longtime commitment to the township, I just want to thank all of you for the work that you've done for the round 4. I know we can't imagine how much time you've all spent dealing with this, and I thank you personally. So, that's it. Turn this off?
No, you
Nope, you can leave it on.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, any other further public comment? Okay, seeing none, we're gonna close public comment. Okay, The only thing I would like to add is that we did get some pretty good response to the letter that I had sent out earlier this week. Some, I want to say, just objective support to do that, to go ahead and try to make a public comment versus HMFA's proposed rule 2025-87. That public comment will be closing on September 19th. We've had a couple of residents ask, like, is there specific language? And literally, I would say no. Like, you can grab that language from my letter as a guide, but to put something, if you believe in it, then put it in your own words, or attach my letter to say that I am submitting this in support of that letter and get it into HMFA. There's strength in numbers in any initiative. We all see that from everything that's happening around town. So again, there's alternate ways that we could potentially save the farm and move off that property, and that's what we're asking for the public's help with. So I appreciate the positive support of that. Okay. Sorry. All right, action items. I am going to take the action item that I will add the police blotter to my mayor's update tomorrow with a link. We'll investigate maybe potentially if there's a way to overtly add that to our township website so it's a little more visible. And then if you can get me a blurb on October 11th, Walk in Heritage.
It's November 1st, so we do have, maybe we could put it in the next.
Sounds a little chilly. We're gonna have to bundle up for that walk.
Yeah, so it's Heritage Park, November 1st.
Okay, and if you can just get me like what it's called and
Okay.
yeah, whatever, and I'll put it in tomorrow's
Yeah, if it doesn't
update.
go in tomorrow, we can do the next one.
Okay.
So-
Oh, the only other thing that I mentioned, maybe it's because I had a quick getaway to the Keys, but the new exhibit in the gallery is phenomenal. It's a watercolor exhibit that's in there, and I had the opportunity to walk through it the other day. But you walk in that room, and I don't know if it's the color palette or what, it just makes you happy. So if anybody has some spare time, walk through the gallery this week because it's a really neat exhibit. So that's brand new, and it just started 2 days ago on September 7th, and it runs through the 25th. So I forgot to mention that before. But those are the follow-up items I have, and then we've got we've got mulch and we got flag.
Microphone.
Thought it went on. Whispers from the Grave, the CHIPS program on October 11th.
That's already in the mayor's update and the update. Yeah,
Okay.
no, that's been in for a couple weeks now.
Okay,
to-
just wanted
yeah.
to update.
No,
the update.
thanks for reminding me,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's already in. Okay. All right, I think that we are going to make a motion to go into a closed session now, so we will be, no other municipal business will be discussed. And so I need a motion to go into closed session.
Motion to go to close?
Second.
Okay, we'll move into a roll call on that. Mr. Christopher?
Yes.
Mrs. Obadowie?
Yes.
Dr. Rogers?
Yes.
Mr. Scott? Mayor Knierim?
Yes,
Thank you. It's unanimous. I'll ask the public to step out.
thank you. Thanks for everyone for coming tonight.
Up.